This video is part of a full podcast, link in the description for the full podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Enjoy the video. And we are back from the break to come back and talk about Aston Villa. We'll start off with the summer signings. There are quite a few this summer, some of which signings I really liked, like Diego Carlos and Kamara, some of which I looked at the signings on deadline day and thought, what have you done here then? How have all of them done in the end then?
Injured. Carlos got injured in the second game.
Mm-hmm.
Kamara got injured against Southampton. I think Diego will be out until about March or April. Diego Carlos is missing the World Cup, so we probably won't see him back until Boxing Day.
Nope.
So there's our two massive signings gone already. The third one at the time was obviously Phil.
Yep.
We sold Target to Newcastle for, I think we got about 17 million or about 15.
You got
we
a
signed him
decent
for
chunk.
12.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we got for Target, we reinvested into Coutinho. At the minute, I think most Villa fans would say they prefer Target playing where Coutinho is at the minute. Yeah, it's not really gone well. Obviously, we made a few others like Olsen. He's backup keeper. He'll do a job if needed. We haven't played him yet this season.
Fair
I don't
enough.
think. The only game he has played for us was on the last game of the season against City.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We lost 3-2.
You did.
He looked shaky first half, but he did quite well. And I suppose you could say he might have even pre-assisted the second goal we had. I can't really remember,
Fair
but he
enough.
just blasted it upfield and we scored. So,
Yeah.
Bendedeck came on last week against Leeds. He did a job. He did a
Okay.
job. Whether Southampton fans are saying they don't care about, not that they don't care about him, but he isn't really great. I mean, he started in both of the 9-0 losses. I think they had.
I mean, yeah. If you wanna talk about Southampton centre halves, there's one at our club which we can give you.
Yeah, and then the final signing off the top of my head was Dendoncker.
Yeah.
He's played about 25 minutes, so saw nothing of him really.
Was that
I
a
think
rushed
that's
signing?
all of our signings.
I think so. Was the Dendoncker one a rushed signing? Because I look at it and I go, well, you were thinking you were going to lose Luis, you didn't.
Yeah.
Dendoncker doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was rushed because we needed backup, and obviously you can look at that now and agree.
Yeah.
I mean, with Kamara out, we needed that sort of backup. It was the same with the centre back issue. Really, we had three of them: Mings, Konza, Diego Carlos, and obviously, I suppose you could say Callum Chambers. He can play centre back, but
Yeah.
I think we prefer to play him like right back CDM sort of
Fair
thing.
enough.
But yeah, no, we needed backup in case of injuries, and that has proven that we did need it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, you could say it was a bit rushed, but
Just needed
from
backups.
from our point of view, it
Fair
was
enough.
needed. And on deadline day, you're not really going to get a lot in.
No,
And obviously, if Louise went,
you needed someone.
well,
I mean,
yeah, we got Nakamba, but he ain't played.
no.
He ain't really played in a while. He's
Fair
obviously when he got injured against Liverpool in December. The first game back for him, I think, was against you lot when we drew 0-0. So
Yeah.
we definitely. So obviously he hasn't played a lot, and so yeah, we need a backup. Whichever way you look at it, some people will say it was rushed. Some people will say it was needed, and well, most Villa fans should say it was needed, even if it was rushed. And I'll agree with the side that say it was needed.
Fair enough. And then we've touched on it there, but Philippe Coutinho, a man that's moved from Liverpool to Barcelona for what, 130 million? A supposedly excellent player. Moved to Aston Villa for 13. I think it was 13 in the end. I presume
He played 17.
17, alright, fair enough
Yeah.
then. I presume he hasn't had the desired impact considering you said you'd prefer Matt Target at Cam?
I don't. I think we sort of play him on the wing.
Okay, on the wing
But
then.
he does play Cam. but we don't really have a. I don't think our formation really plays a cam.
Okay, then. You prefer Matt Targett on the wing, then?
He did do a good job on the wing, to be fair. He used to link up with Grealish. Nah, that's the thing with Phil. He's a good player, but he hasn't got a goal or assist in. I think his last goal came against City on the final game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Assist-wise, I couldn't even tell you when his last assist was.
Wow.
I think that may have been. I don't even think it was against Leeds when we beat him 3-0. So I can't even tell you the last assist he got. Or it might have been against. I don't want to say because I know I'll mess it up, and some people might.
The Daniel Talks Football Ultras will come for you.
They will. And so yeah, Phil, he's a good player. He's still got it, but he just needs to find what he has got. Because no one will say Tino is a bad player. You know he's not. He did well at Liverpool. He didn't do as well at Barcelona. I mean, he won the Champions League with Bayern Munich and played in the game and even scored when
He did, yeah.
Munich beat him. What was it, like 7-4 or something insane like that?
What's this, the Barcelona game?
Yeah, when they
8-2, wasn't it?
Lockdown. 8-2, that was it. Mad. And he scored in that. He might have even got a brace.
I think he scored 2.
I think he got a brace, or he scored and assisted. But whatever it was, you can't deny that he's a bad player. No, you can't say that he's a bad player. Sorry, but at the minute, he is playing poor.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, he has been poor. He's not that same player that Liverpool sold, is he? And to be fair, it might just be Barcelona. Barcelona do seem to be quite. I mean, look at Griezmann as well. Another big money signing they made, and he's just gone to Atleti for 20 million. So it could just be the Barcelona way at the moment of bringing in players for 100+ million and selling them for 20.
They still owe Liverpool 17 or something as well.
They
still owe Liverpool money from when they signed him.
That's the Barcelona way. Put everything into add-ons and just never pay it. Sales-wise, you look at...
Yeah.
Is there anybody... We can go just from the summer. We can go for the last few years. I presume you won't be saying Jack Grealish, and you wish you'd kept. But sales-wise, for me, the last few years or just the summer, is there anyone you wish you would have kept?
Well, I don't know. Not really, because the three main ones that I can think of off the top of my head, not including Grealish, is Trezeguet, Al Ghazi, and Traore. I think Traore's on loan at the minute, but we definitely have sold Trezeguet and Al Ghazi.
Yeah.
They were the two players that you'd see him play well once, and then they go missing for a whole month.
Yeah,
they were so frustrating, and they didn't really fit into Gerrard's plan. So, they've both gone. And why he was class for us in the Championship, but in the Premier League, he did well, but not well enough.
Yeah,
and that's why we've sold him. Trezeguet. I mean, he's the back post king. He kept us up in the first season.
Yeah, and he didn't he score a certain semi-final goal? I seem to remember. I think it was Trezeguet, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we won't say who was that against, but
I can't remember the team's name actually at the moment.
You could all have a good guess. That was a good night. Trezeguet, he was one of them players. You'd see him play well, and then he'd just go missing. And it is gutting because although we signed him for so little money in Premier League terms, they did a bit more. But yeah, it was a shame to see him go, but it was needed. Bertrand Traore, another one, signed from.
He was quite expensive, wasn't he?
I can't remember their name, but. He played at Chelsea for a bit. He was another one. It was 50-50 with him. He did well, and then he'd played bad. So we don't.
He came from Lyon, 16.5
Lyon,
million.
that was it. Yeah. When we signed him, I was a bit sceptical, because obviously I didn't really know a lot about him. but he was amazing in his first season. Not amazing, but amazing as a new player coming in should
Yeah.
be. And didn't really play last season. He just sort of got injured a lot. And then that was it, really. That's all we saw of him. Whether he stays with us or not when he comes back from his loan, I highly doubt it. I think it may even be an option to buy. So I think he'll be one of the ones to go, which is a shame. But again, if it's not going to work out, we may as well cut our losses sooner than later.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, as much as I don't want to talk about it, I suppose we have to mention Grealish. Great with us, not great with Man City in his first season. This season, he's getting into it. I think we sort of mugged him off with the 100 million.
Oh, you did, absolutely.
Mark. But you can't deny that he wasn't worth at least 80. He's English, came through the academy.
Yeah,
maybe 100 million was right, but
I mean, City
at the minute, so 100 million to them is like what a tenner is worth to me at the minute. But that they'd this is the annoying thing. I don't want him to do well because he's left us.
Yeah.
But you sort of don't lose that feeling of, he's the player that you adore.
I mean, yeah. As Leicester fans experienced it, Riyad Mahrez, big player, did loads for us and then left us to go to Man City again. But scam artists wise, again, Harry Maguire. So I'm all aware of what it's like to scam a Manchester club out of a big price tag, getting 80 million.
I paid 80 million for a fridge.
I know. I was just going to say, it's the most expensive fridge that's ever been sold in the history of the country. Even those ones with like the water cooler on the front, they cost less, and to be honest, it'd probably be more useful. But no, yeah, we'll move on from fridges. I'll move on to the season. For those that haven't been following Villa closely, how has the season started?
Well, I mean, if you're not checking the Premier League table, I suppose you wouldn't really have a clue. But as most football fans and football Twitter would know, it has been quite poor. Not the start of the season that we wanted. It's not gone well. You can say that for certain, and it's a bit disappointing. We spent obviously the first season. Forget about the amount of money we spent. We needed to spend that money.
Stayed up.
Yeah, that was a goal, but we needed to spend that money. We lost about 15 players that summer. You see, this is the thing. Not many people realise this. It's the same with Forest.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
We lost 15 players that summer. Obviously, the players that we lost, they weren't Premier League standard anyway. Apart from a few.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got one or two loans back, so I suppose you could say we lost 13,
okay, fair
14. Enough. But we've lost the whole first team.
You lost a lot, yeah.
Yeah. People, when we came up, we spent all this money, and then people said, "Why would you spend that much money on all these? Like they haven't done great. The amount of money you spent, you should be getting higher up the table, top 10." And it's like you turn around to them and say, "Well, who do you want us to play? The youth?" so you can take an easy 3 points off us. Yeah. Obviously, it was easy to take 3 points off us that season, and no, of course you wouldn't. But it was easy to take 3 points off us that season.
It was,
for the most part. I think we won about 8 or 9 games, drew a few, and lost about 20 something. So, we can't.
Stayed up because of goal line technology.
No, that was an amazing save.
Definitely did not cross the line.
No. Definitely did not. The second season, that was obviously during the whole season where it was locked down.
Yeah.
Me personally, if Grealish did not get injured, top 10.
Okay.
Maybe even top 8. But he did get injured, and although we shouldn't be relying on him, and I'll get into that in a second, we still finished quite high. We finished 11th, so 17th to 11th is an improvement.
Yeah.
Last season, obviously, we had Smith go.
Yeah, you did.
Gerrard came in, so that sets you 6 months to a season back anyway. Um, in my opinion, when a new manager comes in, because they need to have the time to adjust.
It does, yeah.
Set their stamp, get the players in they want.
I mean, it took Rodgers about 3 months.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, in my opinion, when new managers come in, it will take them at Villa anyway. It will take them a couple months, the transfer window to.
Yeah, the transfer window's the big one, isn't it?
It's to fully set in stone what they want.
Yeah.
Like, they can change it straight away. I know that, but in my opinion, it'll push you back a few weeks, few months, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so he came in. Obviously, it didn't go well.
Nope.
Again, we spent 100 million something. We did gain 100 million, but
We did.
But I mean, even the players we brought in, it should have been a decent season again where we finished 11th, 10th. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
No.
And then this season, we haven't spent. I think we just spent about 80 million.
Yeah.
But that's improving on the players that
Yeah.
we already had and should have that quality.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it hasn't gone well for us.
No.
We lost on the opening day of the season. We've only won 2 games. I think our first draw was against. Oh no, we've had 2 draws. But we've lost the rest and conceded quite a few. Obviously, the injuries have not helped us.
No.
They won't help any team. It's just annoying because, to me, this is what I said when I left the ground. Obviously, it was the opening day of the season, and it might have been ridiculous to say, but I was talking to the people after we lost 2-0 to Bournemouth, and I was saying, it always feels like no matter who we sign, what we do,
Same old Villa.
we're always a season away, one player away from becoming that top 10 team, that European team, and that's how it's always felt like. Obviously, it won't feel like that forever. We'll either go down, or obviously, in my opinion, we should never go down ever again, unless anything goes drastically wrong. But in my opinion, it'll either be, obviously, like I just said, we'll go down, or we'll finally get it. And I don't want us to become a mid-table team.
No.
Because it's boring. Obviously, I'd prefer us to be a mid-table team than fighting for promotion in the Championship, although that is exciting.
Yeah. You get to play West Brom every week as well, or twice a year.
Yeah. Well, they'll go down. But yeah, I don't want us to become this team that's fighting to stay in the league, fighting for mid-table when we've spent all this money and we have quality in the team.
Yeah.
We have a quality back room.
Mm-hmm.
We have good management in inverted commas at the minute, but it's just annoying. We have everything going for us, and there is always something missing.
Yeah, I mean, listening to that, you were saying you're conceding lots of goals, we've conceded more. You spent 80 million, we spent 15. So, you're not doing that bad, mate. There's always a club worse than you. You can come over to the East Midlands if you need to, and you can come and just laugh like I'd do as well. Right. Steven Gerrard, in or out?
See, this is the thing. I don't like managers being sacked unless they need to be, because the season we went down, we had about 4 or 5 managers. Mm-hmm. 2 were interim, and actually, I think it might have been 3 or 4 managers, something like that, and 2 were definitely caretakers. And we've never sort of had that stability of being able to keep a manager longer than, say a few seasons or whatever. Because obviously, being the club we are, you don't want to be chopping and changing managers every couple of months, couple of seasons, unless it's needed. So it's nice being able to say since our new owners have come in, we've been able to have that sort of keeping the manager and having that sort of stability. Obviously, we sacked Bruce,
Yeah.
and then we had Smith up until November last season, and we've had Gerrard ever since then. So they've only had 3 managers during their time, and I've only sacked 2. So I don't want to say I don't want Gerrard to go, but at the minute it's for where we want to be, for where we need to be pushing, for where the owners want us to be, unless he drastically changes it between now and the World Cup or now and the start of January. At the minute, it's going to be he has to go.
Okay.
I mean, that isn't just my opinion. You can check Twitter, social media, whatever.
Yep. I agree.
Loads of Villa fans are saying it. Obviously, some are trolls, so
take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, but it's not just the troll football accounts. It's people on the outside, people that are fans of the club. A load of people are saying it. And I saw a poll the other day, and it weren't an account on Twitter with a lot of followers, but 90% were out, 10% were in. So obviously, if we go on like a good run, which we do have a good run of games coming up, and most of them are winnable. If we don't get a lot of points out of that, so like say between now and the World Cup, if we don't get a lot of points out of them, he's got to go. Yeah.
Fair enough. That'll probably be up as a YouTube short and a TikTok and Instagram reel. Actually, I might have to cut a little bit out because there's no way that was a minute. But go over there and have a re-listen of that, so you can re-listen. Boost my watch time. If Gerrard were to go, who would you like to replace him with?
I mean, there's no one like set in mind, because I haven't really wanted to think about it.
No.
But obviously you saw all the rumours. Poch, he's a potential one to come in, and I wouldn't be against that if Gerrard was to go. I don't really know, other than Poch. Like, looking at where we are in the season at the minute, where the football season is. We're in October. Not many managers are going to want to leave if they're already at a club.
No.
And the managers that are out of a job, there aren't many that would
go to Villa.
Well, it's not even would go to us. It's would we want them? Would they work for us? So it is sort of one to properly think about. But the only one at the minute that I'd want if Gerrard was to go was Poch, because he's got a class record. I mean, he took Southampton to Europe, didn't he?
Did bits with Tottenham as well. Champions League final.
Definitely, yeah. And no one expected Tottenham to get to a Champions League final.
No, absolutely not.
And he got and he almost won the league with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, the season you won the league,
he came fairly close.
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up finishing third, but
they should have finished second.
They absolutely should have done. They only finished third because they lost 5-1 to Newcastle in the final of the season.
Yeah.
One I will raise you, Thomas Tuchel. Now, I know you might say it's absolutely outlandish, but I have heard apparently he wants to continue in the Prem and he's happy to take a second tier, if you get what I mean, so not one of the big six, or one below that side. You would be a side below the big six one, looking to push to Europe if you had the right manager. Do you think he'd come, first of all? And if he would you take him?
Yeah, definitely. I saw the sort of rumours that he has said that he wouldn't take. Well, obviously, if the opportunity came about, he'd take a top six club happily.
Obviously, yeah.
But I also did see that he would happily take a team in the Premier League that are lower table. Before Poch came to Chelsea, we all saw his rise with PSG. Obviously,
Tuchel.
Yeah.
You said Poch, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
going to say
I
that for a second.
was still thinking about Poch. No, we all saw the rise
We did.
of Tuchel at PSG.
Hmm.
I'm, PSG isn't a hard job.
No.
Obviously, managing is a hard job, but managing PSG and winning the league in France, they're the biggest club.
They are,
So
honestly, yeah.
you should any manager that's going into that job should be
Winning the league.
without winning the league
I mean,
without
Poch didn't do it.
yeah.
Poch
No, he
finished
did not.
second, didn't he?
Yeah, and so maybe Poch isn't um, all that, but yeah, Tuchel. Before he went to Chelsea, I was saying to people that and not even just saying to them, I was always thinking how good of a manager he is.
Hmm.
Um, I was surprised when Chelsea sacked him.
Same.
I think he'd only lost something about like 16 games or something, weren't it, like
Yeah.
that since being with them, and
Hmm.
that was in all competitions. So I'd happily take Tuchel at Villa.
Hmm.
Whether he come to us again, different
Different matter.
question.
Yeah.
But if the opportunity came and he did want to come to us, I wouldn't say no.
Fair enough.
I think he's a fantastic manager,
Hmm.
and wherever he goes next, obviously I'll be keeping up with him because
Yeah.
he's one of them sort of managers that I've always kept up with
Yeah.
since his rise at PSG.
PSG. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them with Chelsea. It was the new ownership, obviously, and Bowley and him didn't seem to get along that well. I can imagine the relationship started breaking down when Bowley wanted Tuchel to play without a goalkeeper, playing that classic 4-4-3 formation. But you look at that partnership, and it just didn't seem to work, did it? You had Bowley wanting him to get involved with transfers, which Tuchel never really has done. Bowley giving Tuchel advice on what formation to play, I think stupid. Never mind the fact it was a 4-4-3. Still can't get over that. You brought a football club. Know that there's 11 players allowed on the field. But yeah, I mean, Tuchel's an interesting one. If we can sack Rodgers in enough time, I was going to say Poch then. If we can sack Rodgers in enough time, if we could get him to come to Leicester, actually, I'm not going to say anything online because then you'll all hold me to do it, and I'll have to do it. But I'll be very, very. I was going to say I'll run down the street naked, but that could go very, very wrong. I'll be a very, very happy boy, is what I'll say. So yeah, Tuchel, if you're listening, if you wouldn't mind bringing Top and telling him to get rid of Rodgers, I'd greatly appreciate that. When this is going out, the Villa, I was going to say the Marty Villa then, but no, the Villa will have.
It's debatable.
I mean, you're 16th, aren't you, mate? Mighty could be. We're 19th. What am I saying? When this is going out, you'll play Forest.
Yep.
You could be made to look like a right old mug here. But what are your predictions for that game?
This is the annoying thing. I can never predict how it will go with Villa. I can never predict it. In my heart, I always say we'll win any game. It could be against anyone. My heart always says we'll win. In my head, I am more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We gift a lot of the clubs points. So, I mean, I don't really think we've beat. It's the same with you. We haven't really beat a promoted side much.
We
yours
beat Forest. Yeah.
Yours was away, weren't it? That you didn't really beat them.
What was this?
I forgot you were on about earlier. You might have to cut this.
Bournemouth. The Bournemouth game. Yeah, we lost to them 2-1. We beat Forest though, so we have beat a newly promoted side recently.
Oh, you were on about the away games, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Home games we can win. Yeah. Away games we ain't been someone who is still in the Prem now since October last year.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're a bit different. We don't really win the games we should, and we always win the games we don't. So we are a bit weird. Yeah, that was we're the only team that stopped them scoring in the first half this season as well. But yeah, we are sort of weird with like that. So I think it's a game that we should win, obviously. So yeah, I'll have to go with a win.
Fair enough.
obviously whether we do or not, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose, but
Uh-huh.
it's a game that we need to win, and if we
Yeah.
don't win, obviously going back to Gerrard, it's not going to be
It's not looking good.
pretty for him the whole
No.
week, because our
No.
next two games, Brentford at home, and then Chelsea at home. Or
Yeah,
I think we play Fulham in the middle of that. So, but our next two home games are definitely Brentford and Chelsea,
Yeah, so
and we have got Fulham around that sort of time as well. So,
yeah, fair enough.
we're looking at the next two or three:
Two,
Fulham,
yeah.
Forest, Brentford. Brentford are our bogey team. We never beat them,
Uh-huh.
but them three games we should. I'd be happy with 7 points.
Yeah, all right, fair
Two
enough.
wins and
Two
a draw.
wins and a draw. Fair enough.
But again, whether we do or not, it wouldn't surprise me if we go out and lose all three.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
they're the games we desperately
win
need
them.
to win.
Can I get a score for Forest? Good luck.
The last two times we played them, drew 5-5 and won 3-1. So
I remember that 5-5 game actually.
so do I. It was a bit of a weird night, but I don't know. We'll probably definitely end up conceding.
Yeah.
So I'll say, well, I'm going with a Villa win. So hopefully 2-1.
2-1 to
Yeah,
Villa.
I'll take
all
a
right.
2-1.
Got that
3-1,
cooked up.
obviously, that'd be nice, but it would probably be like 2-1 because we're not really good in front of goal at the minute. I
No,
mean, Watkins
yeah.
had 4 shots on target last week
Yeah,
against
we'll get
Leeds,
onto
and
him in a bit.
we didn't score none.
We'll go on to him in the tier list. But no, yeah, we'll have to see on that one. When you're listening to this, it could sound like a right old mug, or he could sound like he's, the second coming of
Christ.
I don't know. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. And then, last but not least in this section, before we cut to a tier list in which we've got 27, I think, Aston Villa players to rank, so I'm sure you'll love that. How do you expect the season to go from now on?
Well, there's two ways it could go. We could either start picking up our form, which is obviously what I'm hoping for, and if we pick up our form, aim for that top 10, hopefully Europe, but that's going to be a big task now, even though we're only, 9-10 games in. So, well, not even that, but you know what I mean. It's going to be a huge task to even get there at the minute. But hopefully we can pick up form and aim for that top 10, which is where we need to be, and then push on from that. And hopefully it don't go the other way of how it could go, and we end up bottom mid-table. But in my opinion, if we pick up points in our next couple of games and we get a good run of form before the World Cup, hopefully we start pushing for that top 10. And it's, well, to be fair, it isn't even a hope. It's we need to.
Yeah.
Or, the owners, they're not going to be overly happy. Us as fans, obviously we're not happy at the minute. If we finish bottom mid-table, it's going to be so negative, and that's not what we need at the club. We need to be pushing to where we need to be, and obviously with our new stadium revamp coming, which should hopefully be happening in summer next season, so after the final game of the season. That's obviously that's something to look forward to, but it'd be nice if we could look forward to having amazing form and a new stand coming in. Obviously,
Conference League football there, maybe.
Definitely not.
Mate, best competition in the world, I'm telling you. You get some great teams in it.
5-4 the other day, or 7-4 or something, weren't it? Or 7-5 the other day, Wrexham, Barnet.
Yeah, possibly.
Such a class game. But...
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But no, I think it could be a very exciting few seasons for Villa, or you could be playing West Brom in the Championship twice a season.
Hopefully not.
So because they might go down, to be honest. But no, yeah, what we'll do is we'll take another cut there before we come back to rank every single Aston Villa player.